Hello everybody and welcome to a new Starfield video. Today, we're going to talk about a companion that I bet a lot of you completely missed that you can get. Now, I don't want to waste too much time, so obviously if you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, all that good jazz. We got so much Starfield content here and coming out, especially with creations, and I hope you guys want to stick around and enjoy the ride. So other than that, let's get started. Alright, so this is the man we're talking about, and his name is Raphael. You might recognize him because he is actually in one of the main storyline quests, and that will be Final Glimpses. Now, in Final Glimpses, you will have to go to 2 different planets to try and find artifacts, and one of them is Freya 3. This is the one you want to go to, and this is the mission that'll be Entangled. So when you get there, it'll give you the mission Entangled. Alright, so this should go without say, but honestly, if you don't want any spoilers for this mission, you just haven't done it yet or whatnot, I'm warning you now. I'm giving you a few seconds right now to leave. Alright? And anybody that didn't want spoilers? Okay, we're going on. So, this is how you're going to be able to get them. Progress the quest like normal until you get here to the ending area. And when you get here, you're going to want to clear out all the enemies because you're going to have to be going around and doing a little bit of a puzzle. So you want to take out all the enemies in both rooms so that you don't have to deal with any of this. So if you didn't realize, there is a destroyed version and a undestroyed version. And in both, you will be able to find enemies. And you can use these little pockets of white distortion to be able to go between the two. And yes, that's everybody once you get to this point, if you're watching this and you haven't done the mission yet. So, once you take out enemies in both of the rooms, there's a few things that you have to make sure you do. One of them is do not touch any of the little levers you have to pull. Don't switch any of them, deactivate them, or whatever you want to call it. Don't touch the quest markers because you have to do something very specific and that can mess them up. So once you take out all the enemies in this room, you're going to want to be in the undestroyed version. When you're in this version, you're going to see a control room here in the back of the room. And when you're facing it, to the left of it and the floor is going to be Raphael's body. You're going to want to loot it and that will give you the little holotape that you need. Now, once you find that holotape, I do not believe you have to read it, but if you want to go ahead and do it, just go ahead and do it, and then we could move on to what you have to do next. So once you're done reading that, go ahead and you're going to want to head into the destroyed realm. Once you enter the destroyed one, you're going to want to head into that control room once again. I will warn you that more enemies will spawn when you go into the control room in both realms separately. So once you enter here, there will be some more enemies you will have to take care of. Alright, so once you take out all of the enemies in this room, you're going to want to just go ahead and use the front computer here closest to the glass. Now once you go in there, you're going to want to go into the only folder and head down to degaussing. And in degaussing, click on it and it'll give you a list of numbers. As you can see, for the broken room, it is 1, 3, and 6. And I'm pretty certain that it's the same for everybody. But if not, just make sure you obviously check. But I'm almost 100% sure it's the same for everybody. Now, once you do that, you want to find the levers with those numbers. So as you can see when you hover over where the quest markers are, they have a number on their name. Once you find 1, 3, or 6 in the broken room, go ahead and you want to deactivate it, and then you want to give it a second or two and then activate it again. And you want to do that on the numbers that you got, so 1, 3, and 6. So go around the room and find them, and you want to make sure you give them an extra second, solely because if you don't, I believe there's a little bug that can happen where it doesn't really realize you've done it, and it could mess some stuff up. So make sure when you deactivate it, just give it a second or two and then reactivate it. Remember, you want to only do this on the numbers you were given, which should be 1, 3, and 6. And once you finish that, once you do 1, 3, and 6, is when you are ready to move on to the next part. Alright, so once you've done 1, 3, and 6, or whatever numbers you have, the next part is going to be pretty simple in the sense that you're going to want to head up back into the control room And once you're inside, use the distortion to head into the undamaged room. Now, yet again, you've entered this room for the first time in the other room, in the other side, or whatever you want to call it, which means enemies are going to spawn. So go ahead and take them out. Alright, so once you take those enemies out, you're basically just going to be doing the exact same thing you just did, only in this room, and obviously a little bit with different numbers. So pretty straightforward, but once you're done, just head right back to that front terminal or computer, whatever you want to call it, and click on it and go in. Inside, you will see it's always one folder. Go in there, go to degaussing again, do the button initiate, and it'll give you your numbers, and it should be, of course, if it's the same, 4 and 7. Now, obviously, the door is locked, so if you want to get out, just go ahead and use the distortions. Honestly, there might have been another computer you could have used to open it, but oh well. Just find your way out, and once you're out and in the undamaged room, you just have to do the same thing over again. Alright, so after you're done with this, you are so much closer to getting Raphael as a companion for you. And trust me when I say, there's not a lot left to do, and it gets pretty easy from here on out. So once you finish doing 4 and 7 and you flip them off and back on, you're going to want to head back into the control room. Now, when you get into the control room, it doesn't matter which realm you're in. You can start in the destroyed or the fixed one. I'm going to go into the fixed one and start with here. Alright, so once you're done with all the switches, and now you went back into the fixed room and the control room, go into the computer, and you're going to want to head down here to the third option, which is frequency calibration. Now, once you have done your degaussing is when you can go ahead and click this. It'll pull up this menu, and then if you just hit B, it'll allow you to calibrate it. And in the fixed room or undestroyed room, whatever you would like to call it, you will want to select 40. So you're going to want to go down and click 40 and set that. Once you do that, that's all you had to do here. So go ahead and just exit the entire computer, and you're going to want to use a distortion to head back into the destroyed world or the rock world, broken world, whatever you want to call it, and head back into the computer and go back to the same spot. So once you get all the way to the frequency calibration, do the same thing you did in the fixed world and get to this screen where you have to select a number. Once you get here, you're going to want to select 24. 24 is the number you want to select. Once you select 24, your quest objective will actually change. So once you're done calibrating the frequencies in both rooms, you should have your quest objective for Entangled switch to activate the primary calibration. Now, once you do that, you're just going to actually follow the quest step now. For the first time here in this last room, your quest step is actually correct. So after doing all that work, you'll be able to head over here and just, like I said, follow along in what it says to do. So when you get here, just go ahead and click on the switch and turn this one into red or white, whatever color it shows, and then head into the other room and click on that switch as well. Once you do that, that is it. A cool little animation here will play, and what in reality you have done is you kind of shut down the bad reality while also pulling Raphael out and pulling him into the real one. So once you wake up, you're going to have a bunch of dialogue options you can use, and you can talk to everybody that's kind of here in this room. But truth be told, none of it really matters. So I'm going to let you guys just kind of go through the dialogue on your own, and we're going to skip to the part that really matters. Alright, so towards the end of the dialogue, Raphael will speak to you and let you know that he's taken a leave of absence, and he's also going to be just kind of taking it back, and he offers you that if you need an engineer, that he will be available. And once the dialogue is done, you will see him here, and you'll want to probably just talk to him real quick, because he's going to let you know that he's going to be in the viewport at New Atlantis. So once you get into his dialogue, go ahead and ask him anything. Go ahead and finish up anything you want here before you leave. So talk to anybody, grab anything, and once you're done, just go on and head outside. Once you're done with this mission, that's finally it. You basically already have him. So just head back to your ship, because we're going to have to head to New Atlantis really quickly. Now, once we get here to New Atlantis, stay in the spaceport and make your way over here to the viewport, a place where usually you can find a little too much available crew for hire, and you'll find Raphael sitting here having a drink. Now, once you talk to him, you'll see the stuff in the top right, his little perks, and that'll allow you to basically tell you that now you can go ahead and hire him. Now he is a companion. Obviously, you don't have to pay, but, you know. So go ahead and ask him to join you, and he can stay on your ship, outpost, anything. He's just a normal companion now, and that's basically it. You got yourself a companion, and he's really actually pretty decent for outpost, and he's also pretty decent for ships, I guess, but I probably would pick somebody else for ships. But I definitely think for outpost, he's actually a pretty good choice, and he's definitely a good one to have. So with that, your collection for companions is practically almost complete, or is complete. I don't know, it's your game. So once you find him, Raphael is now yours. And with that being said, guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed all of that, and I hope you guys have him now. Or obviously, if you've done the mission, I hope you go ahead and get him in your New Game Plus run. Maybe run around with him for a New Game run or whatnot. So I hope you really enjoyed this. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, all that. We're going to go crazy once Creations comes out. And yeah, I got nothing really left to say, and I'm all out of the good old jazz. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And of course, I'll see you in the Starfield.